a mustache, if you only had a mustache. Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Xerath Prevails. I'm going to do two videos today, folks. Don't miss my updated Set 4 Datacron video with less information. 9 minutes is all it is. I'm releasing them at the same time. There's a link to it at the very end of this video. This video is about big game hunting, which is what I use to refer to for my alt, which is called Professor X. And the reason I call it big game hunting, and I've put out a few videos recently about how we can big game hunt. We can take out other people with huge Galactic Legend collections with my relatively small Galactic Legend collection for for free, kind of, like with good datacrons, good planning, and being able to off meta things. We're able to get through a lot of these rosters. And so whereas I'm not opposed to farming Galactic Legends, we only have 2 of them facing people consistently. It's been months now that I've faced people, all of them with certainly relics, but with more GP and more importantly with 5 or 6 Galactic Legends. It's just been a sea of 5 and 6 Galactic Legends to my 2, and yet I win pretty consistently. I go in and out of Kyber 1, and it's been good. I want to talk about my farming strategy and what we're going to be doing next, though. I'm going to make this into a mini-series, I think, depending on how well it's received. But let's just get to the game, shall we? Whoa, madness. We're in the game. We're in Professor X. Excellent. Alright guys, so here we've got to sort of by power so you guys can't see my favorites. It's just a whole mess. But this account is unique in a few different ways. First off, we have 2 Galactic Legends sitting on a pretty, there are people with 6 Galactic Legends in this GP pretty easily, with all the things as well. I only have 2, and yet I'm still able to win. People are kind of just discredit me. A lot of people are like, wow, how did you even do that with only 2 Galactic Legends? Because we usually can clear. And the trick is, of course, having good off-meta and foundational teams. And then the other thing is having good strategy with Datacrons. Now, we're going to be getting rid of some really important ones to this roster now in this coming season, which is really sad. The Mothra one especially is going to be very missed. But, both of the Jedi ones, it's pretty devastating. All the turn meter crons, it's sad. Set 3, we have Malgus, because we have Malgus on this account. We have Bam, and then in set 4, we're going to be doing this set again, of course. We have a bunch of cooldown reduction crons, and we have a grit cron for both light and dark side, and then we have the dash bonus turn cron, which are basically the only ones that I really need. Now, in terms of ships, I have everything except for Profundity. Profundity is very close to being done. We'll talk more on that in just a moment. And otherwise, the other unique thing about this account is my good friend Celiac Sarah, for free. People tell me that they tell me that I pay her, which I don't. She's a content creator in her own right, and she's an amazing person. So she runs this account, does a lot of the dailies and everything for me as well, most of them, in fact. And she also does conquest for this account so that she can not only be an amazing, nice person, but because she can also use it to make content to show people how to use a bad roster, well, for conquest at least, to get red crate. So with this account, she actually got red crate the first time with Ben, with this Ben unlock. Sure, that's all you need because I get the conquest pass. That's the only money I really spend on this account. But with Ben and everyone, she's actually very close. She got gold crate next time so she can focus more on datacrons. But we'll get Ben unlocked, and the other byproduct of all of this, guys, is that she's also gotten me all of the other conquest characters. So we only have 2 GLs, but we also have Maul, we have Scion of Django, he is not geared. We have Malgus, we have Cat, Razor Crest. All of the different conquest unlocks are available on this account. And so, like, just to give you a taste of what my strategy has been, and what I'm going to continue to try to do as wisely as I can, at least, is once we got Malgus, I knew he was going to be a game changer, and we had a data chrono coming up for him, so I got him up to Relic 7, which is tough for this account to just, you know, stop in its tracks and do that. But then all of my Darth Revan team, this account has had really bad relic problems for a long time because I just didn't need relics for a long time, until Datacrons came along and said, hey, could you just go ahead and get everyone to Relic 5? So my account's getting more and more like kind of top heavy a little bit, but I got Darth Revan, Basti, Malak, everyone up to Relic 5, and you know, so that I can use the Malgus Datacron. We do have Starkiller unlocked as well, which is kind of like a galactic legend. And then, you know, we just have a lot of good foundational, like Fennec just killed, I think she probably killed like 8 or 9 total Lord Vaders this last season, this last 3v3 season. Like, people just didn't realize my Fennec with the Bamcron and a Relic 5 Grief could just wreck them pretty hard. So anyways, real quick, let's look at this. I've prepared something here. It's nothing much. So the Profundity, we have everyone finished except for Radis himself. He's being farmed. We're doing triple farms right now, just so that he can be done. Hopefully he'll be ready to go all the way from Gear 11 to Relic 9 by the time we hit that third Profundity event, and then hopefully we can get him to 5 stars at least, maybe more. And then beyond that, you know, also I've been working a lot on the Radis requirements. That's what Jin here kind of signifies. Yeah, this is just progress since last. I also got Vander Chewie up to Relic 5 to go alongside Dash, because we're able to kill Galactic Legends with him, with that squad. At least with Vander in 3v3 we can. You know, bonus cron on Dash is just super crazy good. Probably worth farming Dash for if you haven't, guys. Honestly, we still have 3 months worth of this data cron to go. And Dash is available in Cantina, so he's easy to farm. You could totally get 2 months worth of use from him, even if you're not going to farm Starkiller. Anyways, we got Nest up from Relic 3 to 5 so that she could use the Grit Cron, which was really instrumental in a couple weeks, at least just 1 week. Tech, I've been slowly trying to get my Bad Batch a little more gear, but I mean, the truth is they're just not that strong. Still, they're still taking out really big teams. I would love to be able to get them Datacrons, but they can't. And then one of the problems with this account too, guys, is that I'm very impulsive. I tend to want to put gear on. Like, Sortie is a very attractive character to me for my roster because of you know, she can use a lot of different like leftover droids. Like IG-88 is not being used right now. It'd be nice to have a place to throw leftover droids, and so I just randomly I was like, oh, she only needs 1 Chirotech piece, and got her up to 9. And it's like, what good does from 8 to 9? What does that actually do for my roster? Like, as I'm facing, we'll just smush any team with Relic 8, or with Gear 8 or with Gear 9. It's not going to matter. So I don't really know. It's kind of a waste of gear, but that's one example, because I see it as an alt. Obviously, it's an alternate account, and I'm like, I want to farm what I want to farm. I want to gear what I want to gear, and that's led to me only having 2 Galactic Legends at 7.6 million GP now. So the current gear sinks. I'm going to get Ben Solo. I don't have Rey at all, so I don't really know where that's going to be going, folks, to be honest. I think I'm gonna try him on the Starkiller team. Well, we'll just see how that goes. Who knows what to expect there. I do have Jedi Training Rey at Relic 7, so we could maybe try him on a Rey team, but he's not resistance, so we can't. They're going to gain so much turn meter. That whole team is all about crazy turn meter gains. He's going to get left in the dust. He's going to get barely any turns. Doesn't matter how fast he is. But I'm going to get him reliced, and we're going to mess around and try to find a good place for him. And maybe set 5 will actually benefit him some. Who knows? Second sister, I just finally finished her farm. So she's at Gear 12 now. She was just, I think, 2 days ago at Gear 11, 6 stars. So just finished that. We need to get her up to Relic 5. because she needs to be Relic 5 eventually anyways, and her TIE Fighter, TIE Interceptor, I have it all the way 7 stars because of Sarah, and we may as well just get her up and running, right? Like, that team becomes a monster, in fact. I'm actually looking into the off-meta counters against Profundity with it and Tarkin. We gotta look into that, though, because I don't have Tarkin geared. The problems with these kind of accounts. I did get Veers up from Relic, or from Gear 11, now he's Relic 3, needs to be up to 5. Our troopers are going to be a really foundational piece in this up-and-coming season, in fact. It's going to be an interesting one. Iden Versio also is probably going to be running with troopers quite a bit, depending on which GLs my troopers are trying to take down, and so we got to get her up to Relic 5. Her whole team is pretty hopeless in terms of Relic 5. Like, I'd have a lot of work to do to get it all the way up to Relic 5. So, something to keep in mind. And then, finally, we have young Lando, who is Gear 13. I need to get him Relic 5 to go with Dash. And then we can just get a couple relics put on IG 11 and Queel, and we can have a Galactic Legend killing team in 5v5 with Dash as well. So those are my current gear syncs. They're not going to take too much longer, though. Like, I've been hoarding gear. Hopefully we'll have enough gear for Ben Solo and the rest of them. In fact, I think I just spent a bunch of that gear on random crap, so that was probably unwise. The question is, who are we going to farm next on this account? There's a lot of options here. I'm not sure exactly what we want to do. However, so I mean, it would be really nice to get Jabba. However, if you look at swgoh.gg, he's the one I'm farthest from on this list. He is crazy far away, and all of his unlock requirements that I still have are just horrifically bad until I get Jabba, and even then, a lot of them will go unused and just be a waste of resources on this account. That's not really something I can afford to do right now. I would love to get Jabba, and I think he is the one I would pick if someone was just like, hey, which GL do you want? I'd be like, yeah, I'll take Jabba, or maybe Lord Vader, one of those two. But I do think that Jabba he's very relevant. I just don't think he's over double the price in terms of gear cost for everyone else. Sith Eternal's actually the closest. I think probably because I got some gear onto Veers recently. He's kind of attractive to me, just because of his hot backpack and his sunken eyes. No, the thing is, the reason I would want him is he costs the least gear out of all of them. He does not cost much. He's 800 Carbanti away, and like 400 of that is a Royal Guard. Like, he's very close. And then I would be able to also, like, Tarkin is one of the requirements. I need Tarkin to have relics anyways, so that I can run the Profundity off meta counter, and be able to place Profundity on defense. Similarly, getting Rey would be really nice, because I'm going to have Ben Solo, and Ben Solo is very much designed to go alongside Rey. It would be really nice to do, and I'd also get a fleet with the Radis. I've been farming the tower ship, whatever it's called. The Rose isn't actually the pilot, but she is, because she's not her hot sister. I don't know what the deal is, but we do have Rey possibilities. She is a little bit farther than either Sith Eternal or Kylo, but we'd have the lifter unit for her and make that squad really strong, and we would have a decent fleet to go alongside it. Supreme Leader Kylo, we would get a really great fleet. We're at Gear 12 on, like, the whole fleet, basically. Or Gear 11. Some Gear 11, but mostly, like, crew is Gear 12. He's Gear 13. OG Kylo's Gear 13. The whole squad, it wouldn't take that much effort to get Kylo, and Kylo, of course, is the guy who takes out a ton of different things here. So he would be really nice, and who knows if maybe he'll get a lifter, maybe he'll get Snoke at some point. The other question mark, though, guys, and the one that I can't believe I'm considering is, should I go for the Grand Inquisitor? The problem is, we don't have very good... we have, in fact, they're pretty terrible Inquisitors. We have that one Gear 12 second sister because of her ship, and then I just dumped some gear that was probably ill-advised into 7th sister, I think I need to... I was trying to hoard gear for Ben, and then I just, like, dumped it on random crap, see? This is the impulsive side. But, see, we've got Inquisitorius here that we could be working on. The problem is, they are so crazy cost prohibitive on gear. They cost so freaking much to get going. Here's the reasons I am most considering Inquisitors and why I actually put gear onto Seventh Sister, because I think that we're going, like, this, it's going to be one of the best teams in the game. It's not right now, and for how much it costs, I think Grand Inquisitor is crazy expensive. Like, he's not good at all for how much he costs. Now, if you remove cost from it, his squad is decent. It's pretty good. In fact, it's especially because CG seems to want to only give them datacrons that are relevant, and that goes a long way toward making them good. However, there are a few points in its favor, folks. Number one, we're going to get a Grand Inquisitor ship, most likely for the next conquest. It's a big rumor. It's there's, I don't know if it's been all the way confirmed, but I know that there's pretty good likelihood, essentially, of getting the Grand Inquisitor ship, which is going to be Empire, and it's going to make that ship, make that Empire fleet very, very relevant very soon. I mean, it's relevant already, but with another Empire ship with that shuttle, like, it's gonna be there, guys. It's gonna be a thing, and so we're going to want that. Second off, we're going to have Riva as an unlock, which she's an Inquisitor. Obviously, she's going to make that squad crazy. And that means that, so yes, it's a lot of investment. Then when you finally get Grand Inquisitor, it's even more. And then the squad is underwhelming. But, and then we don't get a Galactic Legend either. But I do think that Riva is going to make that squad all worth it. And it's going to boost my fleet. It's just going to mean that I don't get a Galactic Legend for another really long length of time. Really frustrating, though. I think we're going in that direction. I guess we'll stay tuned. So otherworldly distractions here, guys, that I could be working on instead, which I hope man, I wish I could do it. So first off, I think my Mon Mothma team, I mean, I have Mothra and Kyle at Relic 5, would love to get the others. You know, I have Pow, Hoth Rebel Soldier, or Scout, sorry, and Kara, all at Gear 12. Would love to get at least one of them to 13 and slow farm this team, or slow gear this team to slowly get them up to Relic 5. This team is so crazy strong, but I don't know if I can justify it right now, folks, unfortunately. So the Phoenix squad, Kanan is representing Phoenix. The thing is, Phoenix is going to be a really relevant squad for Profundity in the future, and I do think they're also going to be very relevant during the territory battles. I think they're going to be required for certain things, so putting gear on them isn't the worst idea, though right now it feels pretty bad, considering they don't do much. Hence my Gear 8 and stop policy on Kanan. K2SO, it represents the rest of my Rogue One team. Would be nice to get my Profundity, or no, not just Profundity fleet, but also my AdRad team up and running, and K2SO would be the best bet for that. We might just have to not do that and put Scarif Rebel Pathfinder in instead, because he is actually geared, but I would love to get K2SO up and running. Nihilus and Scion could really use some gear as well. Nihilus especially, because he's so dang squishy, would be really nice. And then L3 and the rest of the Dash team would be really nice to get to Relics as well. She's already Gear 11, so that wouldn't take too much investment, but these are things that I keep continuously being distracted by. I'm not really sure what to do here, folks. I'm gonna get Profundity soon, and then we've got a bunch of gear syncs, hopefully next month. These will be done and dusted. I'll try to give you guys an update on how these are all doing. Like, we'll just keep this current squad here, and you guys will see how their gear has grown. Should be interesting to see, you know, if we put like an overlay up on how they are, and then hopefully we'll have made some progress towards something. We can't get Grand Inquisitor unlocked this time, but can we get him unlocked in another 3 months from now? I'm not sure. I think we could get enough gear on the Inquisitors. I just don't... It feels bad, guys, that they're so gear intensive, and they're very mod intensive as well, to make up for their deficits. So let me know what your thoughts are. You know, what should I do on this account? I would love your input. Obviously, I'm going to be the ultimate deciding factor of all of this, but I love this the reason I love this account, the reason it's so fun, is because all of the decision making that goes into it is just a lot of fun. Like, my main account has everything planned out. It's like, well, Jabba's coming out, I guess I'm getting Jabba. But with this account, it's like, well, Jabba doesn't necessarily make sense. So, anyways, folks, thank you all so much for watching. And remember that in all things, Zareth and Professor X prevail.